Good morning. I'm Dr. Khanna from Apollo Hospital, and today I would be talking about cardiovascular emergencies in acute stages of COVID. As friends, you know that this COVID pandemic is the biggest pandemic which has occurred in our world in the last maybe a century. And what's happening is initially there was no idea about how this disease would manifest, what are the complications. Initially, it was only thought to be affecting the respiratory system and causing lower respiratory tract infection and pneumonia and sudden death or death because of hypoxemia. But as the experience has evolved in China and then in Italy and then United States of America, what we have seen is a very interesting thing that 30 to 40% of the patients in COVID pandemic actually die of cardiovascular problems and die of bleeding or die of thrombosis in the heart and lung vessels. So it's become very, very imperative to know that what are the cardiac emergencies, especially in this corona infection, and how can we actually address them, and how do we need to not ignore our symptoms and come to the hospital immediately and address these issues. So with this background, I would just take you through what are the possible complications, cardiovascular complications and emergencies in COVID infection. The first and the most important is acute myocardial infarction, जिसको कि हम लोग हार्ट अटैक बोलते हैं या चेस्ट पेन या एंजाइना बोलते हैं. ये एक मिथ है कि कोविड के समय में हार्ट अटैक्स कम हो गए हैं या कोविड के समय में पेशेंट्स की हार्ट रिलेटेड डेथ्स कम हो गई हैं. ऐसा नहीं है, और हम लोगों ने एक्चुअली इसको फॉलो किया एंड वर्ल्ड ओवर लिटरेचर यही कहता है कि कोई भी डेथ्स या इंसिडेंस ऑफ मायोकार्डियल इन्फार्क्शन कम नहीं हुआ है. What has happened is patients are tending to ignore their symptoms and they have heart attacks at home, or they die and the cause of death is cardiac and it's not known. So the first thing I would like to tell you and caution you is don't sort of underestimate your symptoms. Don't just ignore your symptoms. If there is a COVID pandemic, it doesn't mean that you will not have a heart attack which you used to have before this pandemic, or it doesn't mean that you will not have a heart failure or a heart fibrillation and sudden death because of heart electrical short circuiting in the heart. So one has to understand whatever the risks were there, whatever the presentations were there earlier, they are still there now. The hospitals like ours and many hospitals are open. The doctors are available for emergency as well as routine cardiac care. One has to understand the hospitals like Apollo. These are very COVID-safe hospitals. We are following standards laid down by the government of India, by WHO, by CDC, and all the international guidelines. And the risk of you having infection from a fellow patient or from the doctor or from the healthcare worker in such facilities is very low. It's not high, and all the precautions are being taken. So don't risk your life. If you have a cardiac issue, do come to the emergency, call the doctors and do come. It doesn't mean that you have to come to Apollo, but you can come, go to any nearby facility which is taking care of cardiovascular emergencies. So now with this, let me take you through the problems which a patient can have in this with COVID infection. And the most important problem is the patient can have heart attack, patient can have angina, or the patient can have sudden deterioration of his functional status. He may become breathless, he may become hypotensive, or the patient may suddenly have palpitation and have dizziness and may collapse. So जैसे इसको अब हम हिंदी में बोले तो किसी को हार्ट अटैक हो सकता है, किसी को एंजाइना हो सकता है, या सडनली सांस फूल सकती है, स्पेशली वो सांस जो कि लेटने में बढ़ जाए और बैठने में थोड़ी बेटर हो, या फिर ऐसा पेशेंट जिसको चक्कर आने लगे, धड़कन होने लगे और सडनली कोलैप्स कर जाए पसीने और घबराहट के साथ. ये सारी सिचुएशन में एक हार्ट रिलेटेड इशू सस्पेक्ट करना चाहिए और इसको इमीडिएटली नियरेस्ट हॉस्पिटल में जाके इसका इलाज कराना चाहिए. कोविड मतलब ये नहीं है कि हमें कोई और इशू नहीं हो सकता, हमें कोई हार्ट की प्रॉब्लम नहीं हो सकती. ये सारी प्रॉब्लम अभी भी पेशेंट को हो सकती है. अब ये देखना है कि सबसे कॉमन प्रॉब्लम क्या है। सबसे कॉमन प्रॉब्लम इन तीनों में हार्ट अटैक है। पेशेंट को ऐसे सिम्टम्स होते हैं कि जैसे कि एंजाइना हो रहा हो, जैसे कि सडनली उसको घबराहट हो रही है और पसीना आ रहा हो, सीने में दर्द हो रहा हो, ऐसे में या सांस फूल रही हो, ऐसे में आपको डरना नहीं है और आपको नियरेस्ट हॉस्पिटल में आना है। क्या होता है कोविड इन्फेक्शन में, तीन चीजें होती हैं। एक तो ब्लड वेसल्स जो पूरी बॉडी में, स्पेशली हार्ट और लंग की ब्लड वेसल में सूजन आने लगती है और इस सूजन से ब्लड की जो इनर लाइनिंग है ब्लड वेसल की वो डैमेज हो जाती है और उसमें क्लॉटिंग की टेंडेंसी बढ़ जाती है और इसी से हार्ट अटैक होता है। और आजकल की जितनी स्टडीज हुई हैं, इटली में पोस्टमार्टम स्टडीज हुई हैं, चाइना में हुई हैं, यूएस में हुई हैं, सब में यही आया है कि ऐसे मरीजों को अगर हम ब्लड थिनर जल्दी दें तो ऐसे पेशेंट्स की काफी हद तक जान बचाई जा सकती है। इसलिए ऐसे पेशेंट्स को अगर कोई सिचुएशन हो तो नियरेस्ट डॉक्टर के पास जाके इनको लो मॉलिक्यूलर वेट हेपेरिन या कोई एंटीकोगुलेंट देके या एस्पिरिन देके इनकी ये टेंडेंसी को कम किया जा सकता है। दूसरा, ऐसे पेशेंट्स में डीप वेन्स में भी थ्रोम्बोसिस के चांस बढ़ते हैं और इससे क्या होता है कि वेन में क्लॉटिंग होती है, पैर में सूजन आती है और ये क्लॉट कभी कभी लंग में जाता है और लंग की आर्टरी में भी ये चोक करता है और इसको हम मैसिव पल्मोनरी एम्बोलिज्म कहते हैं। ये भी हॉस्पिटल में आके तो ट्रीट हो सकता है, हम क्लॉट को डिसॉल्व कर सकते हैं, बट मेनी केसेस में इसको हम बचा सकते हैं अगर हम इनको लो मॉलिक्यूलर वेट हेपेरिन शुरू से ही दें। तो इसको कभी भी इग्नोर नहीं करना चाहिए और इसको जल्दी से जल्दी इसका इलाज कराना चाहिए। दूसरा इशू है कार्डिक, जब हार्ट में इस कोविड इन्फेक्शन से बहुत बार सूजन आती है और इस सूजन से क्या होता है कि बॉडी हार्ट की जो इलेक्ट्रिकल सिस्टम है उसमें इलेक्ट्रिकल शॉर्ट सर्किटिंग होती है एंड दिस लीड्स टू अ सीरियस वेंट्रिकुलर अरिथमिया। इसमें क्या होता है कि हार्ट जो है नॉर्मली जैसे कॉन्ट्रैक्ट करता है वो सिंक्रोनस कॉन्ट्रैक्शन नहीं हो सकता और इस तरीके से फिब्रिलेट करने लगता है और ऐसे में हार्ट का इफेक्टिव पंपिंग नहीं होती है और पेशेंट की सडनली पेशेंट कोलैप्स करता है और उसकी जान जा सकती है। तो इसको वी कॉल वेंट्रिकुलर फिब्रिलेशन या वेंट्रिकुलर tachycardia, and again this is because of inflammation in the heart and this is because of sudden release of a lot of cytokines which we call as a cytokine storm, which will suddenly affect all the tissues of the body, especially heart and lung, and this leads to acute respiratory failure and acute conduction abnormalities and ventricular fibrillation in the heart, and many a times it also leads to a condition called as heart failure, where the heart cannot effectively pump because it becomes weak because it is inflamed. So these are the three common things which are there in in COVID as related to the heart. The treatment is standard. If you have a heart attack, you have to come to the hospital and you have to get either a thrombolysis or you have to get a angioplasty. You have to open the cardiologist would open the blood vessel, take out the clot, or dilate the block and put in a stent. So this is a life-saving measure. It should not be delayed, and patients should come to the hospital with these cardiac emergencies, and their lives will be saved. There are much more chances of dying without treatment than dying with the fear that if you go to the hospital, you may actually get COVID and you may get risk your life. Secondly, if it is an arrhythmia, the arrhythmia has to be treated by medical therapy by the local practitioner or the nearest hospital or advanced hospitals. We have to give antiarrhythmic drugs, and we actually treat these by other anti-inflammatory drugs and specific drugs which are now available for heart failure as well as for treating arrhythmias. And if you have heart failure, you definitely need to come to the hospital because such patients cannot be treated at home. They have to go to the hospital with cardiac facilities and then they have to be treated there. Now, coming on to a very common question which somebody has just asked, what is, how do we treat patients who have heart failure and who are elderly? So I have to make you understand two things. In this pandemic, the most important thing is that you have to keep your elderly, relatives safe in the family. They have to be, they have to be in perfect isolation, even inside your own house. they have to, because their risk of getting infected is high because your immunity is low and their cardiovascular reserve is low. And if they get into a problem, then this problem becomes almost, in many cases, very terminal, and the patients have to be immediately shifted to the hospital and treated. So one has to be understanding this fact that in COVID pandemic, the risk of getting infection in elderly is little higher, not much higher. But if they get infected, then their chances of survival or getting into a real problem is very high. And that is why these patients have to be actually treated immediately as an emergency in the hospital setting. Now, there are more questions relating to bypass and angioplasty during the COVID times. Now, one has to understand that we are doing bypass all over the world in during this time, but bypass is restricted in only in emergency cases, because in most of the cases the bypass can wait, and these patients should come when this epidemic is over. Similarly, for angioplasty, if it is an elective procedure and the patient is stable, it is advisable that we continue on medical therapy, and we should not get this procedure right now in the lockdown period. But if there is a heart attack, definitely these patients have to come to the hospital, and routine emergency angioplasties are being done in almost all the hospitals. Although we tend to lyse these patients earlier because we give thrombolytic medicine, and if the patient can be lysed successfully, we actually do that as the first choice to prevent cross infection from patient to another patient, or from healthcare workers to the patient. So that's the norm all over the world. We tend to sort of lyse patients, thrombolyze patients with acute myocardial infarction. But what is also very important is, in case the patient is very serious and he needs an angioplasty, definitely there is no contraindication, there is no reservation from the part of the hospital or doctors, and we take these patients immediately to the cath lab. We have level 3 protections as recommended by WHO and CDC, and we take these patients and we treat them with emergency angioplasty. Now, coming on to whether we should actually there's a question which says, how long should the patient be in the hospital? Now, again, the trend is we tend to discharge these patients as early as possible, preferably in one day. So you need not stay very long in the hospital. If you come with an emergency heart situation, we would treat you immediately, and as soon as the patient is stabilized, the trend is that we would discharge the patient and follow these patients at home. The other thing somebody was asking, I'm seeing the questions, is that how should the patients who had angioplasty or surgery be and cannot come to the hospital for actually routine follow-up, how should they be followed up? So this is very interesting. You should not lose contact with your primary care physicians or cardiologists. You should actually be in touch with them, and you can be in touch with them on phone or through teleconsultation, which is now standardized and has been approved by the Government of India. And there are various platforms. Apollo has a Apollo 24/7 platform where you can get in touch with your cardiologist and talk to him. You can upload your ECGs and previous papers. Everything is there. You can see the cardiologist face to face and then discuss your problem. And 80 or 90 out of 100 times, you can actually treat these patients by telephonic consultation and allay the anxiety of the patients. And if there is a seriousness, the cardiologist can actually understand the problem and guide you to the nearest facility for immediate attention and treatment. So don't delay your treatment. Don't stop your treatment without the advice of the doctor. And the doctors are available. Most of the doctors are available on teleconsultation. And one should use these facilities, because this infection and pandemic is not going to be over when the lockdown is over. It actually will continue for a long time. And this would be the trend in coming few months as well. And the new normal, the teleconsultation would be playing a very major role in taking care of cardiovascular patients. And especially the good thing is that if there is an emergency, the doctor is available, somebody is available 24/7. in these portals, and the patients can actually take this facility and go up for the treatment. There is a question. Hello, sir. My mother's angiography is to be lined up for tomorrow, but due to lockdown, the COVID-19, we would wait for a while. So, if there's a question from Achila Arora that, saying that her mother's angiography was lined up for tomorrow, but due to lockdown in this pandemic, she has to wait for a while, and she's a diabetic and had a bypass done in 2008. Now, again, this depends on the symptoms. Although diabetic patients may not have symptoms, but the best thing is you consult your primary doctor, the cardiologist. He knows about the patient. If the emergency is not there, it can actually be delayed for some time and let the lockdown be over and the patient can come. But if the patient is having angina at rest, if the patient is little unstable, is breathless, it's better you go and consult your doctor, and then if required, he will do your angiography with full precaution. So don't delay a treatment if it is urgent, but if it is not urgent, don't use your mind. Let the cardiologist come into picture, and he will assess the patient and give you the right advice. Which is the other question? Do I have to go down on the scroll? Okay, fine. So now Miss Achla Arora says her mother is stable and her sugars are normal and there is no complaints. In that condition, I would suggest you wait for a while and get this done at a later date. There's a question from Mr. Amit Taka. He says, "Sir, I have done angioplasty with stent in the main artery, and there was a 50% block in the RCA, and I'm taking the following medicines. Please let me know the precautions." Okay, so now here comes the most important question. If you are a cardiac patient, there are a lot of reports in the social media and lay press that you should stop your ACE inhibitors or you should not take aspirin. These are all myths. You should not stop any medicine which you are taking. All the medicines have to be taken under the guidance of a cardiologist or your primary physician, and there is no need to come for routine follow-ups to the hospital. The routine follow-ups are being done by teleconsultation. All the doctors are available, and you, for the routine things, you can consult your doctors by Apollo 24/7 consultation, and you have enough time. You can see the doctors, they can see your prescriptions, they can advise test. You can follow them up within a week with your doctors, and this is the thing you should do. So there is no need to actually come in for angioplasty or angiography if you can sort of wait for it. Now, if there, the other things what we think is important is for elderlies. Now, elderlies who have blood pressure, it is very important you control your blood pressure. If the elderlies have heart failure and they are patients of chronic heart failure, don't stop your drugs. Don't stop your exercises which were actually designed for you and your physical ability. Do all that in your own house, but be very, very, very careful. Don't play with your children, grandchildren. Try to isolate yourself within the family itself, and you should not go out to the door to open the door or to the gate and take medicines or talk to the vendors. This is very, very risky for you at this age. So never ever try to do this. You are very important for your family, your children and grandchildren, and please take care of yourself. Now there's another question which says, when do we screen our health? And there is a concern that many younger people are also dying in this pandemic. Yes, there is. It's not, no age is safe. The only thing is, the more age you have after 65 years, there are higher chances that you will not do very well. You will have a complicated and a serious disease. But having said that, no age beyond the age of, say, teenage is safe. The patients can catch this infection depending on the severity and comorbidity. patients can die. So everybody has to take a universal precaution. Think that everybody else around you is a positive patient and take your own precautions. And the precautions are very simple. What you need to do is just one thing: keep washing your hands and about 30 to 40 seconds with soap and water. Do it every half an hour, or especially if you touch something, the hand has to be washed both sides, between the fingers and at the nail points. So this is very important. Wash up till the wrist. Try to use gloves if you're like I'm using it, if you're going out of your house or touching anything. And the second thing is have cuffing etiquettes. You actually cuff on into your elbow. Don't cuff in front of anybody or in front of a handkerchief or in front of your hands. Don't keep a habit of touching your face. It is seen a normal individual would actually touch 23 to 33 times he will touch his face, and the risk of infection going into your nasal cavities or into your sinuses or into your throat, it becomes higher, and then the infection rate becomes higher. So if try to use mask whenever you are going out, or if you are especially taking care of elderly people, so have your mask on and make sure that you are protecting everybody. If you do this, these times are going to stay. You will probably be protected for a very long time. I have a friend who is 40 years old and he always exercises in gym, but dead because of heart attack. Now, when you talk like this, like you had a friend who was going to gym and he died. This death may not be related to COVID. These sort of deaths were, happening earlier also. So not every death is, because of COVID. Not every death is because of heart attacks. The heart attacks may happen to younger individuals. We knew that earlier also. They are predisposed to these sort of things, or they are too stressed out, or they were smoking, or if they had a genetic tendency. So this is not related to COVID, but don't go out to gyms. That is very important. You should not. You should have a social distancing. If you have a gym at home, please do it. If you do not have a gym at home, do not go out to gyms till the lockdown is there and the government advises you. But do exercise at home. That's very important. Okay. And now, again, I would like to sort of emphasize and close this session again with two things. Take care of yourself, thinking that every person in front of you is COVID positive. These universal precautions would continue for about a year or year and a half. You have to have social distancing as a routine, as a practice in your life. You need to have hand hygiene. You need to use a mask like the people use in Southeast Asia. This has to be a new norm, and if you do this, you would actually protect yourself more and more. Secondly, if you have elderly people at home, do take good care of them, isolate them, don't allow the pets and your grandchildren and their grandchildren to actually play with them. Make sure that they do not touch things which have been touched by others. Wear a mask when you are taking care of them, and do not allow them to go out or to the gate. That is very important. And if they have any problem, bring them to a doctor straight away or consult a doctor straight away. Third, in times of this pandemic, if you are a heart patient or if you have a heart problem, don't fear going to the hospital or getting in touch with your doctor. You have two ways to get in touch with your doctors. One is a teleconsultation, and one is going to the nearby cardiac hospitals, and they are very safe. Most of the hospitals are, the good hospitals are COVID safe, and you can actually go there and don't have much risk of getting an infection from a fellow patient or from the healthcare facilitator. So you don't have to worry. Take these times as easy times. Take these times as passing times, and soon we will be able to overcome this. You have to be a partner for us, with us, in overcoming this pandemic, and soon we will be all coming out as victorious. Somebody else asked exercise and yoga. Yes, exercise and yoga would sort of boost your immunity and boost your lung power and heart power, so that in case you have infection with COVID, you will not have so many complications. And if your immunity is high, even if you have a COVID infection, you may have just a very mild disease. So everything which boosts your immunity, exercise, yoga, meditation, positive attitude, or good diet, it is important. And allaying your stress is very important in this pandemic. So be positive and boost your immunity any way you can, and be healthy at home. Thank you very much. इसमें थोड़ा ना